Boom, and here we are. Dude.
We're back.
Oh, we never left. They don't know that.
Oh, that's right. We just started, you guys. This is us going live for the first time today.
Yeah, we haven't done this at all today.
No, not once.
You want to explain what happened?
I'm still a little bit lost. Christian's using a black background. He looks like a spooky boy. We were on Twitch, live on Twitch, Red Dead Redemption. Now we're back on Facebook.
Yeah, it was like forward, back, and then
spoiler alerts.
Spoiler alert! Spooky boy, Halloween,
Spooky
all kinds of shit. No, we all right. I'll tell the quote unquote the audience what happened. So, the software that we use when I went to log on to set everything up for the live show, there was a new option for Twitch, and I've been posting our stuff on Twitch because you want to be everywhere, right? And I was like, fuck it, let's try it. And then I remember, like, we went live on Twitch, and then I totally remember that Red Dead 2, it's, like, literally releasing at midnight. So, of course, I checked the streams, and there's, like, everybody's playing Red Dead 2. Somehow, like, a lot of people got access to it already, and people are hyped the fuck up with that game. It's, like, everyone's giving it 10 out of 10 everywhere. Like, it's supposed to be, like, flawless. So
it's back. It's like when a sitcom comes back, like Will and Grace, and I'm hoping like the OC comes back someday, you know, after such a long hiatus.
That's the thing, though. Like, Rockstar takes such a long time to create their games, but it's so worth it. Like, 7 years.
For that.
It's been 7 years in the fucking making. What pisses me off about it, though, I mean, don't get me wrong, the games are amazing, and people are going to be like, oh, it's not about the graphics. You know, I want the latest and greatest. So it's like they always release the newest game at the end of the console lifetime.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it looks good and everything like that, but it could be so much better, like on a new generation. Or, you know, PC, which is because we're the master race, but I get it. You know, most people have consoles, so they're not going to design it for the PC to have the perfect graphics and then have to dumb it down because it'll fuck things up. But
right. I can't believe it's been so long. Like when you said 7 or 8 years, I was like,
it's been 8 years. I've been back in Florida. I've been back in Florida for 8 years. No, it's been longer. So it's probably been 8.5, 9 years since the original one came out.
It's not been more than 9 years. I know that.
No, there's no way. Here, let me Google it real quick. Let's see. Here, talk to people while I Google this. I can't find my mouse. Where's my mouse?
Where's his mouse? He lost it in the dark.
Yeah.
It's black screen.
Let's see. Release date. 8 years, 2010. So it's been 8 years in the making because they said when it was released, they said that they literally released the game, worked on the bugs, and as soon as they figure out the bugs or whatever at release, they jumped on the second one right away. So
it's like Willy Wonka. Like he goes into hiding.
Yeah.
You know, you don't hear from him for a while, and he comes out with a new gobstopper.
It's fucking nuts, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I can't believe it's been that long. And then in other news, yeah. And then other news, everyone got a kick out of this. I don't know, because if you know me personally, you're going to know I love memes. Like, I could post memes all day long. So I was like, you know, I need to monetize this because if I'm going to waste my time looking at memes, might as well make money off of it. So I forgot that I had this page, one of my fan pages from one of my first online stores back in the day that was car related, quote unquote car related. And it had like 18,000 followers. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to turn this into a fucking meme page. So I deleted everything. I benched the whole page from everything car related. And I just started posting memes. And of course, I asked Facebook to change the name to a meme related fucking name. They won't approve it. So now the page has a car related name and it's all only memes. So what happened to the user experience? So somebody's going to be looking for cars and all they're going to find is memes. Like, they make no fucking sense whatsoever.
And you can't change the name. You can't alter the name. It's crazy. So how much money do you make on that? What kind of money are you looking at here? For any meme connoisseurs who want to
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. I mean, I'm getting the engagement up. There's not enough engagement because the page has been dormant for so long that I got to get the engagement up, which is up
Yeah.
like crazy amounts of numbers. And then I got to figure out how to monetize it. I don't know. I could do product placement. I could do t-shirts. There's a million things I could do, you know? It just has to be meme related and people will
So
buy
many
it.
meme lovers.
Yeah. That's the thing though. You got to be OG memes because if you use somebody else's memes, then you can get in trouble for that. But who owns memes? Who owns memes?
The internet. We all own memes.
We all own memes, right?
Memes are like fast fashion. Memes are very trendy. Of course, you have the classics, you have the staples, but memes just by nature are super trendy. So, turnaround on those is crazy.
I know.
One week it's, Pepe is a cool guy. The next week they turn him into a white nationalist. One week it's, Moz, and, I'm looking forward to the next exciting one. So
what's coming in the meme pipeline? I haven't seen anything that has potential. The moth meme was amazing. It was awesome, but it only lasted like literally days. Like it got burned out in days. No point.
No, it started in the summer and then it was really hot during the summer and then it kind of quieted down for a little bit. Maybe it was like
the summer?
Back to school. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe everybody going back to school, that's kind of when it picked up again just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the kids got tired of the moth meme apparently. So it only lasted like it seemed like days to me on our thing. So
yeah, most recently it was days.
Yeah.
It was like 3 days, viral craze again, and then nothing. Moths are dead now.
Yeah. That's sad. Sad. Talking about sad. Did you see what happened? Well, I just caught like a whiff of it this morning to my newsfeed that there was bombs sent. I don't know. You're the political one. What was up with that? There was bombs everywhere.
Oh yeah, they sent a bunch of I guess Democratic leaders received bombs in their mailboxes. I know the Clintons.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, Obama. The Obamas received one. And you've got these crazy, and this is like one reason that I got off Facebook is because I logged in one day and I was like, fuck this, I'm off again. So there are people who actually think that.
Hold on. Before you go any further, you have actually cleansed yourself of Facebook? Like you haven't been logging in?
Well, I can't delete it totally. Like I told you, I've got like a personal attachment, friends and family who are no longer here. I like to go back and look through that. I've downloaded everything, but it's not the same. So I'm not active, but I do still have, I logged in the other day and I was like, I don't miss this at all. But I went cold turkey, like no withdrawals whatsoever. I don't even like log in and not, participate. I don't scroll, nothing. It's just dead to me.
So like what do you
Kevin O'Leary, Dr. Wonder, or Dr.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
you didn't even check your fucking messenger anymore, which is annoying because I'm working and I try to send you shit all day long and then I get no responses anymore. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I stopped with the messenger first kind of to wean myself, I guess. And I was like, this really isn't that hard. Like I don't miss my phone constantly going off. I feel super cleansed. I've been aligning
hold on. You didn't even give me a warning.
I did tell you. I told you like I've even mentioned it on the podcast.
Oh, I wasn't listening, I guess.
Did
you? For real? Did you mention it on here?
I did mention it, that I'm like cutting back and weaning myself from it. But
actually it's better in a way because then we have more to talk about on here.
Exactly.
Because we talk way too much throughout the day.
Yes.
And I have to get shit. I'm like so busy with work nowadays anyway that I don't have time for Messenger anyway.
And then we still, we'll still send each other memes and, we share on Instagram still. Like I'm still active on Instagram. It's just it's more condensed, less of the craziness, less of the mess.
Well, you love to argue too. So I'm sure
I don't
getting
love
off
to
Facebook.
argue.
Oh my God, I just scrolled the other day and the 5 minutes you were logged in, you were fucking going off on what's his name that was on the show like a couple weeks off, arguing with him
I didn't
about
go off. I was I can read my comment. It was so neutral. Yeah,
it was not neutral.
It was.
I mean, you weren't mean or a bitch or anything like that.
No, I wasn't argumentative in any way. I said my piece. What was it? I don't even know what it was.
I think your version of argumentative and mine are very different.
I want to find it now. But it was a simple comment, and then at the very end,
Of course, it
it's
cuts off.
constantly flaming a fire.
Yeah.
And, I just mentioned, as someone who fought for the country, don't you get tired of continuing the divide? Which it's true. It's just, we're both adults. We can have adult conversations.
Listen, I agree with your comment. I'm not saying I didn't agree with it. Like, I don't agree with your shit 100% of the time. We know that.
But it wasn't argumentative. I wasn't inciting him or anything.
But you were like going into it. Like, I just ignore all that shit nowadays. Like, I don't even bother. Like, there's times that, like, I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to answer, and then I type into my response to whatever I'm gonna fucking say, and then I just delete it. But I'm like, why? Like, it's not worth it. Like, you know what I mean?
What? Not worth what? Because it was really just
getting into it online. It's like, it's not. I have a bunch of crazy people on my shit that I keep them just to entertainment, but.
Well, I guess my idea of conversing is your idea of argumentative. Because I can have a perfectly fine conversation with somebody, why did you post this? What was your intent behind it? Without being argumentative. I can completely listen to why they actually posted it.
I don't have that talent. I just fucking get worked up and go for it.
It's a learned talent because I have not always been that way. I used to think, everybody that not necessarily that didn't agree with me,
right.
But you know what I mean. We know the whack jobs.
Oh, we have our share of whack jobs between our two profiles.
We do. And we're constantly sharing, you guys.
This is my favorite. Like, okay, so I'm part of all these like digital marketing groups and like, quote unquote, there's all these gurus that, we're friends because we met at masterminds and all this shit.
And they're all gurus.
Yeah, they're all gurus, right? Which I know a lot of shit, but I don't call myself that. And like, people, I'm like, I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I just know my shit.
Cheesy.
That's it. Yeah, it's super cheesy. I hate that name. So, so the thing is that they'll add one or meet one at a conference or some shit, and they'll dig through their friends, and then start friending like all the other ones that we're on the same level.
Yeah.
Like, so I get all these requests. Like, they're thinking that. Like, one had the balls there. It's like, hey, bro, like, I added you in here, and how come you don't post anything about digital? All you post is like memes and shit. Because this is my fucking personal profile. Yeah. Like, what are you expecting? Like, what? You think I'm going to tell you on a daily basis how I do everything that I do? I have a group for that, but I'm going to charge you for that. Like, I'm not just going to fucking sit here and teach you all this shit.
People don't post about their professions constantly unless you are a member or an entrepreneur, air quotes, of an MLL or a pyramid scheme. They post constantly.
CBD's so hot right now. It's so hot right now. CBD's everywhere. Hot. Like, everybody's hitting up with CBD products. I'm like, okay, where have you? Okay, that's, I give it to the company because it's like, it's illegal to advertise, on Facebook and Google. So like, hey, why don't we just turn it on an MLM, and then people can hawk this shit for us, which, it's smart. So now everybody knows like CBD's amazing. Everybody posts the same shit. It's like, it's so obvious that they all get the same templates and ideas from the main company of how to position themselves.
So it's like ad libs, that game where it's like, enter noun, verb, and like they send everybody this script, and then you just enter the blank spots, like your city, your kid's name, or whatever.
That's exactly how they do it. It's hilarious. So like, everybody's on this CBD thing now. It's like, I even had somebody like try to book a meeting with me to do advertising. I was like, it's illegal. So you're pushing something you don't even know how it fucking works.
Yeah.
Like, it's not illegal, but it's not legal in all 50 states. Therefore, you can't advertise it on Facebook or Google.
Yeah. And as annoying as I think they are, more power to you for doing, trying to hustle, but don't call yourself an entrepreneur because you are entirely working for somebody else. You are not making near as much as the person at the top. And they're like, I think that name is super overhyped, and we can thank Gary Vee for that. It's like, oh, it's so cool to be an entrepreneur. I was like, no, it's not, man. I swear, listen, I'm happy with my life, and I like what I do and all that. But trust me, if my brain was wired differently, where I was raised as you go to school, you get a college degree, you get a job, and you're going to get a paycheck, and then you save that money for 40 years and you retire and you're going to be happy for the rest of your life.
my life would have been a lot fucking easier for the past 30 years. Like, people only think about like the good shit. They don't think about like the struggle to make the money to expand or to deal with clients, or like when shit goes wrong, guess what? There's no falling back. Like, you got to deal with all the shit yourself.
Right.
And then you fuck up. Dude,
and that's the worst.
I made double digit fucking like thousands of dollars mistakes. You know, it's like, it's not fun at all. That's how you learn. Like,
yeah.
You know, all my friends make fun of me for like watching Housewives, which it's like my guilty pleasure because it's just so stupid. But it was kind of cool to watch Bethany, whatever, I forgot her last name. Like, she came up with the idea for Skinny Girl, Skinny Girl or whatever on the show itself. Like, you can watch her come up with the idea, like it was recorded. And then she built it into an empire. Obviously, she was on TV at that point, but
right. And she had tons of help. Like, I think, those people are less entrepreneurs to me than people who start from the ground up.
No, man. If you watch the show, she's tough, dude. Like, I heard her on interviews, like business interviews. She's not fucking dumb. Like,
I think she's entirely stupid. Like, I can't stand her.
No fucking way.
Any of them. But I've seen her, like, pieces of the show. I've seen her on Shark Tank. She's like an idiot. Maybe because what she does, but I think she's entirely uneducated.
No, man, she has plenty of daddy issues. I can tell you that much. Her whole childhood's it's fucked
Who doesn't
up.
on that show?
Yeah. Oh my god. But
the other side of it too, like where people, okay, so you've got the people who think it's so easy, like, sleep all day doing what?
Your sound's going away. What happened to your sound? What did you do? I lost you. Uh-oh. We lost Shanon. Am I the only one who lost Shanon?
No, is that back?
There you go. You're back.
I pressed a button with my foot. I'm like over here kicking around. I'm constantly fidgeting.
Yeah, right. So what happened?
You've got the people on the other end of the spectrum, these people that think it's easy. You can sleep in, you can go on vacation all the time. And then on this other end, you've got the people who give themselves too much credit. They're like, you'll never hate a Monday when you're an entrepreneur. Like, I sometimes still can't stand Mondays. Like, our business is Monday through Saturday. Generally, we don't work on Sundays. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, it's Monday. And
I'm one of those people. I don't give a shit what day of the week is. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me. Like, I wake up and it's my same routine. Like, coffee, book, computer, get work done for if it's Saturday or Sunday, I'll only work for like an hour or two max.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's during the week, obviously I go in full force mode. But I don't have kids or any of that shit, so it's like and that's if I don't have plans. If I have plans to go like scuba diving or some shit, like then I wake up and go do that. Because it's Saturday, I can do it. Right. But I can do that on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? If I wanted to, but I just choose not to. Like, I'm not wired that way. Like, people who are like real entrepreneurs like myself and business owners, they're not. Trust me, it's very rare that we're taking a random Tuesday off. We work harder than fucking all of you combined. Like, people, dude, I work like, I don't keep track of it. It has to be like well over 80. I want to say, I don't know if it's 80, but I mean, I start at 7:30. Sometimes I don't stop till 1 a.m.
Yeah. I don't keep track in that way, but I definitely keep track as far as like work and personal, because I mean, that's just my part of my,
personality.
What am I trying to say? No, self-love. Like, I've got to keep myself healthy mentally. And if I'm constantly, like we've talked about before, if you're constantly,
I burn out. I burn out before though.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
No, like I'll go on fucking tangents where I work super hard till 1, 2 in the morning, like every day, including Saturday and Sundays. And then it backfires because 3 weeks later I burn the fuck out, and then I don't want to do shit for 3 days, Yeah.
And then you get kind of like depressed, because I've done that before, and it's just like you said, you don't feel like doing anything. Like, it's just like, ugh.
And then you feel guilty.
Motivation.
You feel guilty on top of it too. Like, I get guilt trips if I don't work. That's
you feel like a lazy piece of shit.
I do, man. I do.
Yeah.
So that's why I laugh when, like, listen, if you want to do something on the side besides your main job to get out of your main job, dude, all power to you. But I hate to break it to all of you motherfuckers. MLM, it's a scam. Unless you're the first 10 on that pyramid, you're not going to make fucking money.
No,
Like
and all of these
seriously,
people posing with Lambos and Ferraris and
it's all
these big
fake.
houses, staged, 100%
Staged.
staged. These people do not
Listen,
own these things.
out of everyone that I know in the digital market industry, because everybody makes it seem to be like it's so easy to make money online. Like the joke is everybody has a Lambo because
Yeah.
90% of them are rented, 99% of them are like somebody else's car. Like there's only a few people in the industry. Like the real people in the industry know the real millionaires. You know what I mean?
And they
And
don't
it's
brag
like it's
about
a
it.
few.
Like
They
people,
don't.
unless you're tacky, of course, but people
Yeah,
with
there's
money
some
don't
tacky ones, but
floss their shit. Like, sorry.
no, they don't, man.
And you're
The more
super
money,
gross if you do.
the more money you have, the less people show it off. I'm telling you, it's because
Exactly.
you reach a point where you just don't give a fuck anymore. Like you just don't. You really don't. I mean, I'm not a multimillionaire or whatever, but it's like it's like
I mean,
those things.
we've had less money than we have now.
Oh, I've been fucking broke, bro. I've been
Yeah.
broke, like broke. I've been to like negative, like who knows how much on my bank account, like back in the day. So I've been broke. I know what being broke is, but I just, it's a whole different fucking thing. I
And I
guess
think
when
it's
you get
just,
older too, you get out of it.
yeah.
You
And
know.
I was going to say older, but then I wanted to change that to wiser.
Oh, talking about older, I want to bring this up because I did this back in the day, and maybe it's my age or what. But can we stop with the fucking stupid LED on headlights on cars? Like that's a new thing now. Like the super riser LED lights around, like especially in Jeep Wranglers
Like the
and
blue
Dodge
and the
Chargers.
light.
Yeah,
I like those.
no,
But
it's
that
too
was old.
rice.
That's been around for a while.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that everybody's doing to the cars now. It's like,
Like the
stop, just stop.
trendy.
Take it from someone who had neons on his car back in the '90s. Just stop. You can look back
You're
and you
not
can be like,
talking
oh,
about
wow.
like a ground kit, are you? It's like actually like
Oh no,
eyelashes, but
no,
lights.
I'm talking about like ground kits, and I'm talking about I'm in South Florida though. I'm talking about ground kits and like the actual LED around the light, the edge of the
Okay.
light.
That I like. I don't know though. I'm just like I love ground kits. I like lights. I just love neon, so I'm the wrong person to talk to. I like bar lights too, so I've always
I,
have.
you know what's funny? That too. I love bar lights too. I've always been like, I don't know what it is about them.
I
It's
don't
like,
know. They get you at a young age, and then by the time you're like 21, you're just like the moth meme, you know?
yeah, right.
You wanna-
I think it's because I spent so much time in bars back in the day that I'm just attracted to that decorations, to that
It's like
decor.
conditioning. You're like, that looks really nice.
Yeah. So, man, talking about getting old, I've been getting back into PC gaming again. I actually opened up my Steam and I was like, all right. I actually spent this whole past weekend fucking playing video games.
Really?
Like I haven't done that in like I don't even know how long. I'm talking about like waking up, opening up Civ 6.
Oh, I love
And
Sims.
no, Civilization. I
Oh,
like the
okay.
Sims back in the day. And I literally, the game's still not done. I'm still playing the same game, and I've been playing like an hour
From
here throughout the
years
week.
ago, because I remember you were playing a game. It's like a civilization. It's
Well, no. Yeah, it's Civilization. So it's like, okay, so basically the premise of the game, you start on your map, which it could be Earth or you can make a custom map or whatever. And then the characters or the players can be each leader of a civilization. So you can be Julius Caesar, you can be Alexander the
okay.
Great, you can be, I don't know, some Japanese guy, I don't remember his name. You can be Gandhi, you can be the Queen of England. And you all start with nothing as a caveman. And then you got to build your civilization.
That's awesome.
All right. So
That sounds like my game.
you will love it. That's what I keep telling you. We need to play it together, but you won't get the fucking game. It's like super cheap now.
I need
Because it's been
to
out
because
forever.
I loved Sims. I love SimCity. I love creating my own world and
This
being
is
in
cool though
charge.
because it's strategic though. So you got to plan. You got to plan everything you do, like every move
Yeah.
you make, and then you got to build your civilization with science and culture. And then you can win like by a culture race or a science race. So you start as a
Ooh.
caveman and you can build your civilization to that, the information era, which is like the future. You can kill each other with nukes at the end or you can end the game in the 50s with like little fucking soldiers and shit. Depending
Like
how
your
you do it.
ideal world. Oh my God, mine would be
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I'd like to see how my world would work out. Like, you go for utopia and peace and love, and then it ends up in like World War III.
Oh yeah, no. Somebody's always going to start shit with you because you got to play.
Yeah.
Oh no, you got to play politics. Like you can send
Mhm.
envoys to different cities. You got to set embassies in other people's countries or cities. And there's war. Like people will start beef with you. You got to ally yourself with like Alex. Like for example, like I allied myself with Cleopatra at one point to take out Elizabeth. So it's like it's very very fucking strategic, and it's a lot of work if you want to do it right. But it's really
Yeah,
cool,
I
man.
absolutely love that premise.
Yes,
I
you
remember
need to get the
talking
game.
about it before.
Yes, you need to get it. I've been telling you, like if you get it, you play it with me. You'll like it.
I can't tell you the last time I played a game on my computer. It's been years.
And that would run on your computer because it's not super. You can play it like a normal graphics, and it's not like super intensive, because it's not like a shoot 'em up or anything like that.
Right.
I love games like that make you think though. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Red Dead Redemption. Like that's badass. But since I was a kid with PCs, I grew up playing games that were like adventure games. Like, fuck, man, let's go into nostalgia here. But like, I grew up with games like Leisure Suit Larry.
I loved that one.
Yeah, King's Quest. I remember King's Quest. All the Sierra games. Sierra was the company that made all those cool adventure games. So I played all of those fucking games. Like, they don't make the games like that anymore. I mean, I guess they could, but they seem so boring now because there's not so much to do.
And I feel like they're always rushing for the next one. Like, they don't put too much time and thought into one because they know people are going to buy the next one regardless of, just because it's the next step up.
I know at one point they were going to release another Leisure Suit Larry with the original writer, which is Al Lowe. That's his name. And then somebody bought the rights to it and didn't do shit with it. So that's what I should do, man. I should hunt down who owns the right, buy the rights, hire Al Lowe to write a new game and make a new one for the phone. That'll be amazing.
Ooh,
that would sell like crazy.
Is there a game on your phone?
I don't play games on my phone. Do you play games on your phone?
Every once in a while. I have one. But it's like once every couple of days, if that, maybe once a week.
I don't play any games on my phone. I don't play games on my phone. I don't know why.
I'll download them. Like if I'm playing that one game and then I'm like, you have to watch the 15-second ad or whatever. I'm like, ooh, that looks cool. Download. I just deleted so many games from my phone the other day. I was like, what the hell? I've never touched these. Or like a kid, and I don't let kids play with my phone anymore, but a kid will download it and then like, if I'm in the waiting room or waiting for a meeting or whatever, I'll look through my phone. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting.
Dude, I'm a total app hoarder. I hoard so many apps. Like I have apps that I never use, but I have to have them there. Just because one day I might use it,
Exactly.
Like let's see.
It's like carrying a big purse. Like you put scissors, deodorant, duct tape, just because you never know.
Like, let's see. Let's go to my phone. Let's see. Like, look at this, people. Look how much shit I have.
Oh my God. That's okay. You give me shit about the notification bar.
Hold on. That's a one page. But they're organized. They're organized by niche, like financial, like, look. Yeah. For those of you who are listening on the podcast, I'm showing my phone. Like, I have like
so he's got icons with multiple folders inside the icons. That's how I have mine organized.
So this is my main screen. So look at that. So my main screen consists of the basics for me, which is like Facebook, Messenger, Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat. Snapchat sucks. Like I don't use it.
I use it
I have like 20 text messages right now. Like I don't even know who the fuck is text messaging me. But then I have the Facebook business folder. So you see that at the bottom right there? Mm-hmm. Then you open that. And then look at that. Shopify, Facebook ads, Facebook pages, Facebook analytics. So I never disconnect, man. I always have work with me. I can work from anywhere. This is what's fucking amazing about living in the now,
Yeah. That is one convenient part of it because I don't have to wait to come back to the office to return calls. Like everything comes to my cell phone. I can work on a tablet if I want. I can take calls in the bathtub.
I know. So let's look at my apps that I don't use, that I haven't, but for some reason I don't fucking use them.
I've got so many
Duolingo
pizza store apps. Oh my God, I have
Duolingo. Because I decided that one day I was going to learn Japanese. Yeah. Ask me when was the last time I fucking opened this app. Yeah.
Okay, so Duolingo, that owl is a sassy bitch because if you don't do your lessons, it's like, you know what? We're just going to stop sending you notifications. And when I got that, I was like, you know what? I'm never going to learn my second language then. Or not second.
Wikipedia. I didn't even know I have Wikipedia on here. That's like, I'm going to need that one day if I need to reference something. But because I'm going to look for my Wikipedia app and just Googling this shit, Yeah, like so many useless apps I never ever use. Oh, let's open Binance. All my Bitcoin and shit. I'm sure that's doing well right now.
Oh yeah,
That's so
I completely
bad.
forgot about that.
I
But I'm
haven't. I know how
keeping
much.
it.
I mean, I cashed out before like the huge crash, but still, I'm in the positive, so that's good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
still in
that's
the
good.
positive. I didn't cash out though.
I cashed out. I cashed out most of it. I left some in there.
Yeah, I took a little bit, but now I'm
Yeah.
looking at I have like so many food apps.
Oh, I did too. What food
Stupid
apps do you
how many
have?
food apps I have.
I have Yumly, Big Oven, Vivino, Untapped, Tasty, Chipotle, Grubhub, Chick-fil-A.
Like I have every burger place in the area that serves a delicious veggie burger. I've got that, and then I've got, the delivery apps, all the pizza places in the area.
Oh, absolutely. I got Shipped, Slice, Uber Eats, Domino's, Drizzly, Papa John's, Jimmy John's, Delivery Dudes, Postmates.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
how,
how are we not
huh?
500 pounds?
Dude, I'm close to it. I'm such a fat piece of shit right now. But anyway, why do you remind me? Like, I'm sad now.
I had
Like,
a dream. I had like 5 dreams. The other night I went to bed at like 7, which is unheard of for me. My bedtime is like, I mean, I'm embarrassed to say what my bedtime is because it's so late. But I went to bed at like
yeah.
7. I had like 5 dreams in one night, and I woke up and I was like, oh my God, new outtake on life. Like, I don't know what happened. I traveled in my dreams. Like, I totally did. I astrally projected. Anyway, I woke up and I was like,
I had a hell of a dream on Saturday. We talked about this. Don't say it. You
I'm
can't say
not.
it.
I'm
Remember
trying to
what I
jog my
sent you?
memory.
Oh my God, check your
Maybe.
messenger. Come
Did
on.
I even check it? That's the I
I
kind
think
of
you read
remember.
it.
Let me scroll here. Let me scroll.
It was
Oh,
amazing.
yes. Yes, I remember.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was distracted by my cat. He couldn't
we'll
not
leave
be
it
in the
at
room with
that.
me.
That was yeah, that was interesting. We
An
can talk about that.
experience. Cohen?
First, it was. It was. But, Anyway. Oh, dude, Elon Musk just tweeted that to send the dankest memes.
Oh,
Did you
nice.
get on that?
Speaking of, he
What?
starting Tesla Tequila.
He did?
He's trademarked the word and he wants to start his own tequila brand. I think
That's
he
awesome.
is just burned out right now completely and he doesn't need to start any new projects.
No, he will because he needs to make up those $20 million that he just had to pay.
Yeah, he said he's burned out. He's acted like he's been in an extreme personal crisis lately, but that's what happens when you burn out.
Yeah.
But I hope this works out for him. But it's kind of cheesy a little bit. When I saw that, I was like, no,
All
Elon
he sees
Musk.
is dollar signs, man. Are you kidding me? You know how much money that's gonna make?
That's like Kardashian territory, though. Like all you see is dollar signs. They like marketed toilet paper. Like that's disgust. Like
They
not that toilet
did?
paper is disgusting, but like how desperate do you have to be? Like be selective about the products that you represent.
Well, that's true. I'll give you that. But I mean, I can see where he's coming from. He likes booze, so he wants some fucking tequila. What's wrong with that?
And I considered that, he is a booze hound.
He is. He loves whiskey. Um, Man, I'm just amazed
Oh,
he wants to see dank memes.
so the Bunny Ranch in Vegas,
What
the
happened?
owner, Dennis Hoff, passed away.
He did?
Yes, he was
What
found by
happened?
Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy thinks he had sex to death.
Of course he's gonna say that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
So it's
but
like,
they don't know yet. They said he wasn't a drinker. He didn't do drugs, and even the cigars, in every photo op, he always had that like big stogie. They said that he never lit one, like he wasn't a smoker. But he was 72, kind of a big guy. But they said he lived a pretty unhealthy lifestyle when it came to food. Like he would equate a Taco Bell, what is it? I forget what it's called. Something with lettuce on it at Taco Bell to kale.
yeah.
He wasn't the healthiest guy. And
No,
now, so He was the only one that had any rights to that property. So it's after he passed away, like, authorities were looking for a reason to shut it down. So it's shut down. But Heidi Fleiss, who was the female madame in the early 2000s and 1990s, wants to take it over. So if it continues.
You think they'll let her take it over, though?
I guess it's just all legal stuff. He didn't leave anything to anybody in the will, or not the Bunny Ranch at least.
So where's the money going?
That I have no idea of. But I just know the Bunny Ranch is closed for business for now. Which
that was
whatever.
That was such a reputable establishment.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
at least they did STD checks. You got to pick from your lineup. I'm not against legal prostitution. Like, if you want to sell your body, at least make it clean. Have a nice
I still
facility.
don't get the whole. It's pretty much legal, like all over the world. Like, whatever. That's your thing. Do it. Like, who cares?
I mean,
it's like you can go get a massage, but you can't if they touch your wee-wee. It's bad. Huh?
It's not a happy massage with a happy
It's not,
ending.
but it's like, it's two consensual adults, and then if it's checked and all that stuff, who cares?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's clean and safe, like, why not? Give it a tug.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many people out there. That's why, what do you call it? All those, like, robots are going to be so popular.
Yes, we were just talking about that because we were watching this documentary about China, and it's like $10,000. If you want to buy a car, you have to pay an additional $10,000. But they limit the amount of cars that people are allowed to buy per year. It's so dense. That's good
because they're like, it's all the smog, man. It's so dense over there. I mean, they're the ones who are probably fucking contributing the most to global warming on their own.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah, think about it. I mean, dude, when I went to LA, like, you always see it in the movies, you can see that halo, that fog or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you think it looks a lot worse than it is because it's TV or movies or whatever, and they make it seem that way with all the filters and all that stuff. But when you're there, like, that's what it looks like. And you can feel it. Like, you can feel it in your, like, skin. It's weird, man. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, LA has the perfect weather, but you can definitely feel it on you.
Yeah.
So,
like, growing up there, they used to do smog checks on their I don't know if they still do. I assume they do. But they would do smog checks on cars. But you can still see, like, mountainscapes and whatnot, but it's definitely a gray haze.
It is. And China's the worst, man. It's like a black cloud over China at all times. It's crazy. So, anyway, there's that. Then you got Elon Musk asking for memes. What else is going on in the world? I don't even know what's going on, man. I haven't seen anything. Is anything exciting going on?
So much is going on. So, Canada legalized recreational pot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They sold out the first day.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you sell out? Like, how do you sell out?
Be prepared. This is hot. And like any product, when you're releasing something, you want to have enough in stock. Unless you're doing like a slow release and you want to like build anticipation. But it's pot.
And people from the U.S. are crossing the border just to do it, just because they can do it. It's so stupid. Like, and then South Korea put out a statement that if any South Korean citizens go to Canada to do pot, that they're gonna face penalties. Like, if it was done in South Korea,
death.
Like, I mean, it's just like stupid. Like, they're out of the country. It's legal over there. Why the fuck are you gonna punish them? So I guess they can get drug tests when they come back into the country. Like, how fucked up is that?
Cut shark fins off and throw them back alive in the water. Like,
yeah, but
where are your moral standards? Yeah, exactly. But so Tommy Chong was supposed to go and like do this big promotion thing, and he, in the biggest stoner move, lost his passport. So he didn't go to Canada to smoke recreational pot on the day that it became legal.
That's awesome. That's hilarious. That's crazy, man. I didn't hear any. And funny how like it's such a big deal and you don't hear a bad story about it, or like people fighting or killing each other or anything. Isn't it amazing? Because everybody's.
Exactly.
I think the worst thing that happened is that they run out of weed and then restaurants run out of food.
Yeah,
It's so
exactly.
stupid.
Or you ate too
Like
much of a gummy and couldn't move.
yeah, like I love booze. You know how much I love booze. I don't drink the way I used to because of the hangovers and how bad it is for you, but I do miss booze a lot. Like I like the way it tastes. I like getting a buzz. I like getting drunk. I don't like blacking out and I don't like the hangover. So that's why I stopped drinking like I used to.
Yeah.
And that's legal. Like people fucking get angry and kill other people and they're drunk. They drive and kill people all the time, every day. This shit happens every day. Like, and people
domestic violence.
Weed. Yes. Like you never hear about domestic violence about people who are high on weed. They're just laughing.
People solve their like marriages and relationships and friendships and family rifts are fixed with pot.
And they're talking about MDMA to treat, that's what MDMA was made for back in the day, to treat people for like, psychologically.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a party drug. But apparently, like, they're trying to bring it back to treat PTSD, shit like that. And they're actually doing it with shrooms too, with mushrooms. Like, apparently mushrooms, like, work with PTSD too, as well.
Absolutely.
So
I'm all about that.
And LSD on top of it too, out of all of them. It's crazy. Like, all the shit that we were lied to back in the day, that now that we're actually doing the scientific research and we have all this information at our fingertips because of the internet, it's like proving all this bullshit wrong of how government tries to control you, man. It's like, oh, we're just going to make weed bad. It's so stupid.
They have a patent on it for specific things that it does that are beneficial to your health. The government, the U.S. government, has a patent on it. Yeah.
For weed or for everything?
For
pot.
The other ones? Well, I'm sure
I didn't know that.
Other drugs too, but yeah, why would they have a patent on it? And it specifically cites like benefits in regards to cancer and whatnot. So, I'm all about, and I'm less favorable of synthetics, but if you're an adult, and so other countries, I'm for legalization pretty much across the board. Other countries that have like a huge opioid problem or heroin, they made it legal. They made everything completely legal. And there are clinics that you can go to. You can get clean needles. You don't really have to hide because there's a huge stigma regarding addiction and mental health, especially in our country. But drug use went down and people admitting themselves to rehab went up when everything became legal.
I know Poland has that, but Poland also doesn't have the huge, pharmaceutical machine behind them like we do here.
That's different. That's I mean, I don't understand how they can push that legally, but everything else is no. Like, you can eat oxycodones like candy. You can get them prescribed like crazy still, even with the database that they have.
It's all money, man. Because everyone's making money. Everybody's making money in the back end. That's what it is. You know that. Come on. It's not that hard to figure out.
No.
Senators
people who deny that, or, the reefer madness in the 70s when that movie came out, like, it freaked everybody out, and it was just a propaganda film, and it stuck.
I was just gonna say, like, how were people so stupid? But look at us now. We have so much information at our fingertips, and fucking, I feel like people are just stupid, like so dumb nowadays.
Speaking of, and I'm not bringing him into this too much, but I just want to touch base on it because our fucked up
my God, no!
It's worth mentioning.
No,
for humanity. So he called himself a nationalist. He's a fucking retard.
Okay.
Like, sorry, PC people. It's all in context. That I didn't mean it derogatory. Anyway, so that just aligns you with white nationalism. Aside from that, he is cracking down on the trans community. And if you are a piece of shit who still thinks that trans or anybody in the LGBT community.
Hold on. What do you mean? What do you mean he's cracking down on the transgender community? What is he doing?
So his administration, the Department of Health and Human Services or whatever, proposed a legal change that narrows the definition of the term transgender. So they wrote a memo that's and I think he's supremely jealous of Obama, because another one of Obama's policies he's rolling back is the protections against trans people.
But
And
why? What's the point? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the point of doing that?
so one of the things he wants to do is um, identify people by their genitalia. So if you have it like, and this will affect kids at school and across the
I
board.
agree with that. So if you have a dong dong, you're a male when you're born. If you have a cooter when you're born, a clam, you're a girl. And then you can identify as you want when you're older. But when you're born, like biologically, that's physically, that's what's there. So yeah, I agree with that.
But what he's doing is, so if you are a trans boy or girl and you're going to school and okay, say you're a boy transitioning to a girl, you use the girl's restroom, you look like a girl, you act like a girl. You are young, so you haven't had the operation or done anything further, then identify as the opposite gender of what you're born with. And he is cutting that back. So if you look like a girl, dress like a girl, you have to use the boys' bathroom if you have a penis.
I don't know how I feel about that because I don't have kids.
I mean, adults even.
But
he's
rolling
back that whole thing across the board.
Oh, the whole thing that happened last year, they was such a big deal like a couple of years ago?
Yes, everything.
Oh.
And sorry to
be honest with you, I never really gave a shit about it. I was like, okay, whatever. Because you know how many times I walked into a girl's bathroom and taken a piss in the middle at a bar because I couldn't wait? You know, there was like the one time that I really held out to the last second and I go to take a piss at the club or whatever, and there's a line at a fucking guy's bathroom and there's none at the girls. I've been in the girls. I walked in accidentally in girls' bathrooms before to take a piss and don't even realize it until like I'm in the middle of it and I hear the girls. I'm like, oh shit, my bad. And then I walk out and nobody gives a fuck. Everybody just laughs about it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like.
I mean, I go to the guys' bathroom all the time just because it's cleaner or just for the hell of it. Like I was at the city pulling a permit the other day.
How's the guy's bathroom cleaner? Oh my God. Most guys' bathroom is not cleaner.
Every single guy's bathroom that I've been to is entirely cleaner. Females can be disgusting, like pee, and they don't flush. And I'm like, how do you get pee on the floor? Other secretions and body fluids all over the place. Like, how are they on the walls?
That's one thing I learned in college, man. Like I thought I was gonna be in heaven when I visit all these girls that live by themselves, like 3 girls in one apartment. I thought it was gonna be like spotless, you know, because that's the way I grew up, right? Fuck no, man. Some of the most disgusting apartments that I went to while I was in college were girls. Like disgusting, like shit everywhere. It's like, come on, man. Like we're dirty, but we're not that fucking dirty.
Trash piled on trash on trash. I was in
trash pile, shit broken, and like a million things on the counter. Like the bathroom counter is disgusting. There's your fucking hair lumps everywhere. Ugh, so gross.
I was in someone's bathroom the other day. And they're a young woman, young adult, whatever, and they're not on Facebook, so I can say it. Trash bags, full of trash bags, like, you know, just grocery bags full of trash piled on top of each other. I'm serious, feet tall through the room. And then I went in the bathroom and I'm like, just rags, like wet towels and shit piled. I'm like, oh my God, like, how do you live like this?
Where's this at?
This was at somebody's house that I went to in their room.
Oh, like, I think I might know who it is.
You probably
is it someone I know? Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
I'm not gonna say it is. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. What else is going on?
That one too.
Okay.
Oh, but
how do you feel?
So I just said females. I got in trouble for saying females the other day.
Oh my God! You know what? The whole I'm offended. That's the other thing. Like on Facebook, I keep deleting people and like moving, you know, taking people off my feed. Like my feed has basically turned into like all digital marketers at this point, you know, in groups, because like everybody, so and so's offended because they said it was white and it was black. It's like so and so got offended. This lady's offended because of I'm like, who cares? And then the comments everybody's finding, I'm like, it's so. I feel like social media was supposed to make everything better. It's just making it worse. Like I really do. Like we weren't meant for everybody to have a voice everywhere. No, you know,
correct. Not everybody should have a voice because you know I learned this. My a philosophy teacher that I had is like, no one is entitled to an opinion. They are entitled to an educated opinion, or allowed. Yeah. Okay, so it was actually I think a philosophy and then a government teacher reiterated. He's like, people actually don't know the right. So like, I have the right to say this. Actually, there's no right that says you have the right to say that. But if you're going to make an opinion, make sure it's educated, people. But
it's
yeah,
not. I just feel like people fucking just want to be offended just to be offended. It's like, shut the fuck up. No one cares.
And, you know, sometimes I get it. If I wasn't aware before, you know, there are so many things that we said or jokes that we made before that now we're like, okay, now that I'm aware of this, like that,
well, you know
I
what's
won't
funny?
touch that anymore.
Dude, that's only here in the US. That's only here. Like, I read shit from other pages, like in other languages from other countries, because I can do that. I'm multi-fucking cultural like that. Get it, bitches? So it's like when I go on those pages, you don't hear anybody like, I'm offended. You know why? Because they have real fucking problems to worry about. That's the difference. We don't have fucking real problems here besides douchebag over there acting like a moron.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm sure he's done shit that it's good, but you know, I just don't like the way he carries himself. I really don't. I think it's like, dude, you're the president of the fucking free world. Like seriously, even I will act professionally under that fucking title. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't fucking
like clean it up a little bit. Have some class.
Yeah, like okay, you don't have to have the best vocabulary in the world, but it's just like
like have some dignity. But yeah, they're like, if you're talking about a human woman, that's a woman. If you're talking about a female, that could be a dog, that could be an animal. I'm like, okay, but clearly we're talking about women. They're like, do you say males? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I mean, I don't know. It just, if I'm talking about, you know, I don't want to say girl or woman if I'm talking about a broad range. You know, if it's young women, little girls, and older women, I'm not going to say like women, little girls, and young ladies. I'm going to say females because that's kind of encompassing.
Do you think it's like because we're getting older and we're just like, I don't think like our parents' generation, you know, are like, oh my God, you guys are so annoying. Like we're not that bad. It's like the one after us. It's like what the fuck? And it's not even like regular millennials. It's like the zennials, like the Z, Generation Z. I think it's the more whiny bitches than millennials themselves.
I don't know, because I am a millennial, but they like micro categorized it. So technically I'm a zennial. But no, I think it's because I've even seen like older people. I think it's extremes. Of course, it is just extremes because normal people aren't.
I thought it was Gen X, Generation X, and apparently I'm millennial too. I'm like right on the border of millennial or zennial, whatever the fuck it's called now, because now everything has a name.
Exactly.
Apparently we grew up with nothing, but at the same time we grew up with technology, so we're badasses on both sides.
Right.
That's what
exactly.
I mean, that's the gist of the description. Which you know, we know the hard work. Yeah, I'm glad that I experienced it that way. I couldn't imagine being born with old technology. Like I would take it for granted. Like I don't now. Like I love it.
Like we were here for the implementation of all of this technology that is just, you know, accelerating.
Yeah, I think I love it so much because I saw it go from nothing to what it is now. Good one. Yeah, no,
I keep doing that. This is the third time I'm trying to drink my water with the cap on.
I think it's because I experienced it from nothing to what it is now. Like I grew up with a fucking Atari, you know, like the big brown Atari, like from the 70s, because my dad had one, you know, when I was a kid. And then I went, you know, then I had the 2600 and then I had every single computer made from there, you know?
Yeah. And we had one of those badass home entertainment systems, but like, and it was so cool. Just, it looked good. We kept it for such a long time, but it had like the two big giant speakers, like feet tall with the glass cases. And then it had a record player and of course a cassette player.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then as time went on, it had like a mod for a CD player. But I mean, it had a record player, so that tells you how old it was.
Dude,
that was
I remember,
badass back in the day.
Yeah, see, my dad was never into gadgets, man. Like he was just, I was the one who like talked him into buying shit. Like he was never into gadgets. Like I remember we would have badass stereo at home. But I remember we'll go to friends' houses and they will have like badass stereos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think the coolest thing is like one of my friends, I remember the coolest thing ever is when my dad bought a Mercedes and it came with a 10-disc changer in the trunk. Like that was like, whoa, like mind blown. like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing.
So you can
it's
like go through your book of CDs and like pick your 10 favorite mixed CDs.
Yeah, but you had to load it when you were stopped because it was in the trunk. So it's like,
Oh, okay, I remember.
Yeah, so you didn't even have a CD player in the front. They were all 10 in the trunk. So you had to plan what you wanted to listen to on the fucking road before you went on the road.
That was badass for like parking lot parties, like after school, or there was, I had a couple friends who had like bass was huge when I was going to school. Like
that was me, dude.
Spoilers, and then like open the trunk and like hold on, let me change the disc back here.
I had people used to hate me, man. They hated me in my neighborhood. They hated me at school. Like I would rattle the fuck out of the school. I had literally at one point 4 15-inch subwoofers in my Jeep running at 2,000 watts each. Like I went to a sound competition and I got fucking scored 164 decibels. That's the same level of a fighter jet taking off in a fucking car. Like, but by the time the car was done and the lease was up, the whole car was rattled out. Like it was like destroyed. The roof was cracking. I blew out the back window once. I cracked the windshield. The whole fucking thing rattled apart, and now I'm deaf paying for it. But it's like, I don't even think the stereos are a big deal anymore, are they?
I mean, I get embarrassed. I still love bass because maybe that's what
I did too, but I won't do a system. Yeah, I won't do it.
No.
Dude, I listen to podcasts. I don't fucking listen to music in the car anymore. I really don't.
Oh my God, I still do. I'm addicted.
Do you?
I listen to Cardi B like over and over, and then suggested Cardi B tracks, and then I flip to Ariana Grande, and then the next thing I'm listening to like Shawn Mendes. So
yeah, mine hops all over the place. But the only place I listen to music to is in the gym. That's it. Besides that, I'm listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm a podcast junkie. But what's funny though? Even though back in the day I used to listen to like loud, music like hip hop and metal and stuff because I had the huge sound system in my car. Like I've been listening to Howard Stern every morning since I was like literally 14 years old. Like there was something about talk radio.
Fan.
I still listen to Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Like not daily like I used to, but I still catch like a show. I don't have the time, but I still catch a show here and there. You know what I mean?
He should have you on the show, like.
Oh my God, that would be fucking amazing. Like that would be so weird. Like,
I'll send his PR people an email.
Yeah, he'll be like, no.
Yeah, I'll be like, get this directly to Howard. He's just tired. He doesn't have to do anything. He's not going to do something.
He doesn't. Dude, he's a fucking millionaire. He's done. He's finishing out his contract and he's done. He doesn't even try on his show anymore.
Yeah, he's vocal about how he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't, but he does. Like, I get it. He's in that point in his life where like he's made billions. He loves to do the show like as a hobby now. Like, it's like he doesn't want to do it every day. Wake up at 4. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of work, man. But if he stops, he's gonna miss it. He knows he'll miss it.
Everybody, all the greats generally do. Football players. Look at who was that one? I can't even remember his name now. That tells you how iconic he was. Rack your brain, Shannon. He went to the Vikings. Brett Favre. So he came back and, he failed. He wasn't good. And then, Michael Jordan missed it. Jay Leno, even though I can't stand him, missed it.
Jay Leno? What the fuck did Jay Leno do? Oh, that's right. He tried to come back to the show. Yeah. And then he came back and did like the late show or something. Exactly. Yeah, he fucked over Conan.
That's why I don't like him. That's one reason I don't like him. But I've also heard he's just a major douchebag.
Yeah. Look at my car. I got this Lamborghini. This is a 1979 in my collection. Like his whole car. Is it? I don't know. I never tried it until now, but I guess it works. Now you put me on the spot and I can't do it again.
Just practice.
Well, this is that was my Cartman voice that came out.
Went from Jay Leno to Cartman.
His car collection is fucking ridiculous. It's like, what do you do with all those cars, man? Like, I love cars, don't get me wrong, but it's like, what do? You just sit there and look at them every day? Like,
exactly. Because I used to do that. I had so many shoes and purses, and some of them I felt were collectibles, and I didn't want to get rid of them. But eventually it got to the point where it was ridiculous, and I'm like, I have to get rid of some of these.
Apparently it was a good Leno. I can't do it again now you guys put me on the spot. Yeah.
You're going to go back to Cartman. I almost heard that a second.
Yeah, I can do Cartman on the spot, but
I used to do
well, guys,
voices.
see, I can't do it. I'm on the spot, man. You guys put me in the spot. I can't do it. I'm gonna practice on my own.
It's almost more of a
I'm good at
high
that.
pitched, like
Yeah,
I can't even do it. I haven't practiced it, Jay Leno.
that's pretty good
I used to do
too.
a really good Bill Cosby, just like some Jello pudding, and like I used to do
That's pretty
voices
good.
all the time. Most of
I
them
did
were
too.
like I copied The Simpsons, so some of them would be like
Yeah.
super non-PC
Hold
right
on,
now.
dude.
Like I used to do a
Hold on,
poo.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Stop. Do Cosby again.
You want some Jello pudding? That's me not warmed up. I haven't done that in forever.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'm gonna practice, and I'm gonna do the entire next podcast in my Cosby voice.
Oh my God, you can't. No way.
No,
I used to
I
do
would drive
Beavis and
myself
Butthead
crazy.
too. I used to love doing Beavis and Butthead. Hey, Beavis, check it out.
Hey, that's
like,
really good.
Dude, I used to watch it religiously, like every day.
We should like
Hey,
do
Butthead.
voiceovers.
Yeah. I am. My voice is gone. Hold on. I can't do it.
I am Bangholio.
I am Cornholio. Any TV for my bunghole. The second part came out, but the first part was hard.
That's great.
Yeah, I used to be able to do it.
So
Hey,
you do a
Beavis.
great Leno and a great Beavis.
Beavis, check it out. She said, I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember the line, but that's what it was. It was like
They were
she's
so
got a
dumb.
little-
They were just like-
show on. Hey, Beavis, check it out. She's gonna let us score, dude. We're totally getting late tonight, Beavis. Yeah, man. I used to love Beavis and Butthead. I can't do it as well anymore. But now, Butthead, no Butthead, Cartman. I used to be able to do Cartman too. Okay, guys. Like, we're gonna go here. Come on, Stan. Come on. We're gonna put the band together. We're gonna go. We're gonna play Face Plus 5, and then, all right, let's go get Token. All right, Token, you're the bass player. Why am I the bass player? Because you're black, Token. You're the bass player. Just come on. Just follow me. Just do it. Okay. Just do it. That's Cartman right there. I love Cartman, man. You stepped on it. Your sound is gone again. You're fucking things up. God, man, what am I gonna do with her?
I'm like
Yes.
constantly moving and like I gotta stop moving. It's like right under there, and we're just like tapping on it. I need to get it out of the way.
Let's tap into your potential here. What other voices can you do now that we're in the fucking tangent about voices?
Mine are all pretty racial, but not in a bad way. Like I
In a
used
good
to
way?
do, yeah, I guess in a good way. Just because I grew up, watching Saturday Night Live and Mad TV, like Mrs. Swan. I used to do, he look like a man. I used to do that. I used to do a poo, but like.
Okay,
I
talking about
really
that. So I
practiced
got yelled at. I got yelled at by my wife because, and I'm sure I can get crucified for this, but we were at Epcot doing the drinking around the world like 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and we were in China, and I put the fucking hat, the Vietnamese hat, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, like the rated hat. I don't
You
even
were
know
in
what it's
China
called.
and you put on a Vietnamese hat. This is off to a great start.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's like fucking, I'm gonna get crucified by this. But we go take a picture. My first reaction when I put the hat is to go like this.
Oh my God.
And Nicole like hisses like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What?" Like, I didn't know that was bad. Like, we used to do that shit all the time when we were kids. Like, I have Asian friends. Like, no one ever gave a fuck. Like, So for me, that's bad now.
Do you think, generally it's frowned upon, but we grew up in a time where like, okay, and I get that now we know things that we didn't know before. People are more vocal about things
but
that
that's
are
the thing. Like, you don't mean it.
But
that's the thing. You don't mean it maliciously.
Yes, it's all in context, I think. Like when I said the word retarded previously, I was not referring to mentally challenged people in any way. In fact, if you refer to mentally challenged people that way, that's pretty fucked up. And I don't associate the two. And I know it's like a derogatory word, whatever. I would never use like racial slurs. And, like we grew up saying like fag and retarded and that's gay. And like, we don't mean it that way. And
we don't.
I guess that's kind of, I don't know, maybe that's our old school mentality. Maybe like our grandkids are going to be like, oh my God, how some people still have grandparents that say the N-word, but they're like, they totally don't mean it. They're not racist. That's just how they grew up. Maybe that's how our grandkids are going to talk about us. Like,
I
they
don't know,
said the word
probably.
gay. Like, my grandpa will probably say that shirt is totally gay. Don't take it the wrong way. He's not a homophobe.
Actually, you know what? I used to say stop being such a fag. Like, not all the time, but I remember using it a lot. But maybe because I was a teenager. But I don't even remember the last time I used it. Like with one of my friends, like, man, you're such a fag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah.
remember the last time. I don't remember the
So
last time one of my friends used it. Like,
that's
you
another
know,
word I do not associate with the gay community at
I don't
all.
either.
For me,
It has
it's
nothing.
more of a you're disgusting. Like, I would refer to a wife beater or someone who beats his kids and like kicks his dog as a fag. But like, I'll say the entire word like hatefully at that person. Like, not at that person. I would never use it like that.
But even
in
guys,
my
you know, we
head.
joke around. You know, as guys, we joke around. It's like, dude, stop being such a fucking homo, okay?
Yeah.
Like, but you say it like that, and it's like, I can see how it could be quote unquote offensive to like gay
Yeah.
people. But you know, when we used to say it like that, it wasn't like it just comes it like just because it mean like it. There's no connection when you use it that way. At
Right.
least for me, you know what I mean? It's just
Exactly.
like it's an expression. That's all it is. It's just
So
a word.
I
It just
totally agree with you. It's an expression. So words change over time. They evolve.
right.
Cool doesn't mean mildly temperate. It doesn't mean kind of cold. Gay used to mean happy. Fag used to mean a bundle of sticks. And then it changed. Those two words are, you know, associated with homosexuality. And then cool means like awesome now. But like words evolve with, you know,
Right.
I guess culture.
Dude, the only thing I'm afraid of, if I have kids, I just don't want to deal with the whole, all right, dad, identify as gender fluid, fucking binary. Like, I'll be like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, either you're male, female, gay, or transvestite or transgender. That's it. I don't want to hear fucking bipolar, bifloral, by fucking identify as a computer
that sounds
screen.
Pretty.
I don't know. It's
I want to be bifloral.
But I
want to be a rose.
Guy by gender that identify as a stapler. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Or as a unicorn or whatever. It's like,
so there are
a child, I have to accept it. But
yeah, there are extremes in every single group, and the squeaky wheel gets grease. The loudest person is going to get the most attention. And if you go through, like, I went through a list of like 200 different identities. And I'm just not a fan of labels. Like, why? I don't know why they want to label themselves, but at the same time don't want to be labeled. Like, I don't want to be labeled. Like, I'm a human. I like what I like. You know, I don't know if it's every woman that goes through like a bisexual phase in their early 20s or like late teens, I guess. Like, why can't it just be everybody do what they want and just be fluid? And, you know, why does it have to be labeled?
Yeah, and you can see people I can't say the word, predisposition or whatever it is, however you say that. Depending on where you're from, or like, you know, I fucking experienced some. Well, they tried to bully me and like pick on me when I was a kid. When I came here, I barely knew English. So like, I've experienced both sides of the equation as an immigrant, quote unquote. But now I pass as a fucking white guy from here. I've always been white. First of all, I'm from a European descent, motherfuckers. I just grew up speaking a different language. So I'm probably whiter than half of you motherfuckers. But anyway, like, so I experienced both sides of the equation. I experienced that they knew I wasn't from here and they treated me differently. And then I experienced growing up, once I learned English perfectly, like, oh, I had no fucking clue you weren't from here. You know what I mean? I've actually had people talk shit in front of me. I'm like, you do know I'm not from the States.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, ghost. Especially when I lived in Texas.
It's
here,
like,
not so much.
Go
when
on,
I lived
asshole.
in Texas.
Keep going.
Yeah, let me hear it, motherfucker. But, you know, that was more in Texas, not here, obviously, because here's the whole world. But
so, like, a couple times in my entire life, I had a homeless guy come up to me once and speak to me in Spanish. Like, it was a white guy, and asking me for money and saying he was a veteran. And I was like, I'm a little bit offended that, you know, you assume, because like when they send my grandma things, they send it all in Spanish.
Did you just assume my gender?
Did you just assume my ethnicity? But yeah, grandma will get things in all Spanish. And every time she goes to the doctor, she speaks English. So like, why would they send her things in Spanish? Because of her last name. But the other half of me was happy. I'm like, somebody looked at me and they're like, oh, she's Hispanic. And I'm like, thank you. Somebody recognized it.
I can totally tell you're fucking beaner, man, from a mile away. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
totally
for one,
it's easy.
First clue, I'm constantly eating beans or rice, which is that's not an exaggeration. I eat beans and rice all the time.
But even though you do that, you do make a fucking killer mac and cheese. I gotta give you that.
I ate mac and cheese yesterday, and I ate beans and rice yesterday. So
nice. On that note, let's wrap it up, man. We've been going on for an hour and a half. An hour and a half. I'm starving. But that was fun. It's been a while. Yeah, I'm hungry. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what did we talk about today? We talked about so much shit. I don't remember what we talked about. Welcome to our show.
We were very pop culture and woke this.
Woke as fuck, man.
We were woke. We talked about transgender issues, LGBT community. We talked about, words that you can and cannot use.
It's what it is, man. I love it. All right. We had some people watching live, even though they cut organic reach again by a quarter. That's all right. Oh, good. Places for those of you that are listening on the podcast, come join us on Thursdays live. So check it out, man. And if you got through this, I hope you have a great fucking day, all of you.
Enjoy your weekend.